Hey everybody, Marilyn Billings here, business leader of Shoot for the Moon Enterprises. And I'm coming to you today because I'm going to pose a question to you. Are you like me and are so much happier when everything is nice and neat and organized? Well, we have got some fantastic containers for you right now. And they're containers that are going to help you either in the cabinets or in your pantry or just in your living room or in your bedrooms and all sorts of things. So they can be used for so many different things. So we first have our cereal store, which is 13 cups, and our super cereal store, which is 20 cups. Now, I know when you go to the big box stores, you can get, really great deals on cereal, but then they are in just bags, which makes it really difficult when you're trying to keep things organized or when you have kids that make a huge mess when they pour out of a bag. So we've got the cereal stores, which are fantastic for that. Now, back in the day when I first started in Tupperware, you would have a large box of cereal, and the large box would fit in the super cereal store, which is 19 cups. These days, this is called the large box of cereal, and it actually only has about 11 cups, so a little more than 11 cups, so it can actually fit in the regular cereal store. Now, you don't have to just use these for cereal, of course. But it is wonderful for cereal because I don't know about you, but in our family, like they will love one particular cereal and then not want to eat it for a few weeks. So then it gets all soggy and nasty and then they don't want to eat it. So then it goes to waste. So by having it in the cereal store, it's going to keep it nice and fresh and still crunchy when it comes time that they decide that they like it again. But you can also use these things for flour. You can use it for pancake mix. You can use it for pasta. You can use it for goldfish. You know how you get the giant thing of goldfish, but again, by the time you get to the bottom, everything's all soggy and icky? Put the goldfish in here. You can do things like walnuts. Put in the refrigerator because a lot of times the nuts need to be refrigerated, otherwise they go rancid. Popcorn. Okay, if you are a popcorn lover, get those popcorn kernels, and we have an awesome popcorn popper that you got to talk to me about later. Powdered milk, powdered sugar, regular sugar, energy mix, granola. You can create your own snack mix. So you have all sorts of leftover stuff, put it in there. Pretzels. You can put like your extra bags in here. So if you have bags, just throw them in here so that you can take them out one at a time and reuse them. Bird seed, grass seed, all sorts of different dog food, cat food, any of those kinds of things. So the cereal store is so much more than just for cereal. And then we have our carryalls. So we have the small carryall and the large carryall. So these are fantastic for things like emergency kits. So you can do things like, your emergency first aid kit, or there's so many natural disasters lately, fires, floods, hurricanes, all these other things where you have to leave quickly. So you can have your boxes of important documents, maybe you need the big one for all your important documents, extra photos, that's the thing I always worry about is losing those photos. So having a photo box is fantastic for that. This one here, I use a lot for arts and crafts and things of that nature. And what's nice is it does come with the handle, of course, but you can take the handle off and you can open this up. Now it's got a nice big tab, and then there's also, it's a gap here where it kind of dips a little bit, and so you're able to open this up nice and easily. Just run your finger around it and then you can open up nice and easily. So you're not going to hurt the seal by trying to rip it open. You just do it one corner at a time. Just run your finger along it, and there you go. You got it open nice and easily. But the thing I love about these is they are stackable. So you've got a nice indentation in the seal of that one that the other one can stack right on top of, and there you go. You can pull out like a whole a whole container of them, a whole number of them that are stacked on top of each other, and they're not going to make a big mess. So you can stack them. So I don't know about you, but I have nephews that love Legos. And so they have it color coordinated. They've got them all divided out by colors. And so these are great for that. So they can have all their red bricks, all their yellow bricks in containers by themselves. And when whatever they need, they can go grab. So you can do things like that. You can also do what we call memory boxes. So when the kids, are growing up, you want to save everything, but you can't. So you create memory boxes and, pick some of the best things and put them in there. You can also we always, take pictures of them and make a photo album of some of their best works. So you can create the memory boxes. You can also, I use this one for taxes. So every time I get a receipt, I throw it in there. And so I have a paper copy as well as scanning the copy, because it's always a good idea to have multiple versions of your receipts. You can also use this for emergency kits in the car. So again, you want to have things like extra snacks and things of that nature. Maybe some drink mixes, water bottles, that kind of stuff in the car. So if there is an emergency and you're stuck somewhere, you've got some food and some water to be able to survive for a little bit. You can also do things like blankets and extra clothes and things like that in the car. So it's ready to go. Now, the large one also, you can fit things like, I have contact paper, and this one's just kind of rolled up a little bit, but that does fit in there. Things like your aluminum foil and wax paper. Now, I don't use it very often, so the box is kind of destroyed, but this is actually probably about 15 years old because I use Tupperware instead. But it does fit in there, so if you want to organize your cabinets, you can do that. All your snacks, again, if you go to those big box stores and you get those big snacks, by the time it gets down to the bottom, if you have an open packaging, it's going to get stale. You can put them in here. If you are a big baker, you can have, bigger containers of your flour or your sugar and that kind of stuff. Dog food, cat food, bird food, all of these things are fantastic for this. So, you can create first aid kits. That's another thing that we have in here, first aid kits. So again, ready to go. My kids were always in sports, and so we had the first aid kits there. So Band-Aids and Advil and, wrap and all sorts of stuff. So you have it there ready to go whenever you're doing any of those kinds of things. So, you can use it for so many different things. And if you'd like a list of all the things that we came up with, just send me a message and I will send that to you. Now, the last one of these totes and storage containers is our large storage container. So this one here is a great underbed storage. So, sometimes you run out of storage space and sometimes you just don't want it out and about. And so this one is great. So if you're like me and can't really narrow it down to a small container, you can put your memory box and put it in a bigger container. I also have some of our really important pictures that I got from my parents' house. When we cleaned out my parents' house, we put all the pictures in here so that we keep them so that they're not getting moist or anything like that from the environment, because it's been super moist down here this summer. Now also things like any of the things that you want to keep but you don't want to have out, and you can just put it under the bed. So maybe you have like a change of season clothes. So you have summer clothes and then it changes into fall clothes. So you put the summer clothes in here and put the fall clothes out. You can do things like that. Extra blankets, anything like that, extra shoes, and just put it under the bed. for the college students, this is great for putting food and snack foods and that kind of stuff. So it's, again, not easily accessible to other people, and it's hidden away under the bed. So this is a great container for that. You can also use it for, oh my goodness, all your electric cords and things like that. You know how you have these cords and you don't know if you're going to need them, so you kind of save them? This is a great place to put all those kinds of things. So again, so many different uses. They do stack very nicely. And again, you've got that little gap there just to make it easier for you to be able to run your finger in, open them up. And to close them, you just want to run your finger along each of the corners and along each of the sides, like you're running the bases, and you are ready to go. So those are just some of our awesome storage containers, both good for food or for things in your closets, your cupboards, under your bed, so much more. So till next time, bye-bye.